Jim Collison, we're live from the Heartland Developer Conference 2017. I'm here with. Oh, you could.
Oh, okay.
I'm here with Shonna Dorsey, who just apparently can talk in the middle of the interview. It doesn't matter. Shonna, welcome. Welcome to the conference. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. A lot's changed actually for you.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about from last year to this year in this conference,
Yeah,
you're now AIM employee.
that's right.
And what's your title over there, Dame?
It is Vice President of Tech Education, and AIM purchased Interface.
They did.
So that's really
They
great.
did.
So they purchased Interface Web School and then hired me to run it, and that's what
Among
I do.
other sundry, what other sundry duties have they given you?
Okay, so I also manage the sales and the sales team right now. So that's really fun.
Nice.
I'm just working through process stuff and
Figuring stuff out.
Yeah, figuring stuff out. And then I had a chance to offload some of the day-to-day kind of operations stuff that I was doing for Interface. So it's been good.
Good. Yeah, seemingly really good change. I've been, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, but I'm super positive about what AIM is doing in the city of Omaha.
Yeah.
Around tech and tech education. And of course, they now own both of these conferences and Big Omaha. Am I saying that right? Big Omaha?
HDC and Infotech.
Yeah,
Yep.
as well as
Big Omaha. Yeah.
Big Omaha.
Mhm.
And I really love the synergy that we get because of that.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about, I mean, as you are talking about, as we talk about what's going on in AIM,
Yeah.
can you kind of give us an update on what else is going on inside the organization?
Yeah, so really right now we're really focusing on tech education and professional development initiatives. So a lot is going on the youth side, just giving kids access to free tech opportunities, and they're learning skills from local pros and also educators from the community. So that's really great.
What kind of, like you say, opportunities? What kind of opportunities,
Like,
and how do I take advantage of them?
Sure. So there's you can learn how to build mobile applications, build little robots, work with circuit boards and things like that. All of this info is on careerlink.com/brain exchange, and all of the upcoming workshops and registration info is out there.
Yeah, Brain Exchange. Tell me a little bit about what this Brain Exchange has become. I watched you guys kind of build it. I haven't been out in a little while, but I see pictures all the time on Facebook.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Brain Exchange.
Yep. So each day, for the most part now, we're hosting elementary school kids who come over from Liberty Elementary. So that school is serving a really under-resourced population, which it is what it is, but they can walk right over to Brain Exchange and take advantage of our video editing capabilities and the building coding classes, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a 4,500 square foot building. It has 3 classroom areas and just great access to tech opportunities for kids. So it's great. And Interface is housed there too. So
yeah. Tell me, how's Interface doing? How are they reaching people?
So it's good now that we've got access to a marketing team and all of that, then we are able to expand our reach a bit. So we've also done a lot of partnering. So we have Don't Panic Labs as one of our partners. We've got great relationships through AIM's board with Blue Cross Blue Shield, First Data, Mutual of Omaha, Bellevue University, many others. So it's going well. Yeah,
I was reading an article in New York Times or something. There's a few code schools that have closed recently, right? Having some struggle.
Yeah.
What's AIM going to do to make sure that Interface is able to continue to survive and maybe a little bit of a downturn in this education space?
Yeah, I think the challenge is that it's the full-time model is really challenging for some people. So we just have never done that. Our approach has always been we know that you have to keep working. And so we give people opportunities to train with us while maintaining their employment and being able to still provide for themselves and their families. So we really haven't seen a downturn in enrollment or registration. So I think it's just adapting to what the market actually needs.
Yeah, it's a good idea to pay attention to the market, right?
Yeah,
just kind of see.
So.
It's a great model.
We're just thinking about the career transitioning adult in many cases. That's really who I focus on, because I remember when I was first starting out in tech. So I went to UNO, great school, studied management information systems, but really kind of had a gap in the practical versus theoretical. And so when I went to work as I was a help desk intern and then worked on a business development team and did all this stuff at this commodities trading firm. But one thing I really wanted to do was build websites, and I didn't really know how to do it. So I would download templates and it was just basic HTML and CSS, which to me is extremely basic at this point. But back then that code confused me and I would like miss a closing bracket and my code wouldn't work. And then I just throw the whole thing away, the project away, because I didn't know how to fix it. And I'm like, if there were just a way for me to go and not go get another degree, but just do something on the side part-time like Interface is, so that I can level up or could have leveled up, that would have been extremely helpful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You mentioned a partnership, some work with Bellevue University. Certainly there's some things going on at Metro Community College as well. How's Interface different, or how does it play in that space with Metro Community College? Yeah,
Metro, Bellevue, all of them. I kind of see Interface as a complement to those things. It's kind of like a certificate program that you would just kind of layer on to your other skill set. So we have students from Metro that go through Interface because they're training in one area, but to get the amount of training, like we do about 100 contact hours on our 10-week web developer training course. To get that, it would take a couple of semesters or something. So they'll do it through us, but then still go to Metro to pursue the associates, which we don't offer. So I think it's a nice partnering pairing, if you will. Not partnering, pairing, coupling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and from an employer standpoint, we look at all those different areas and continue to see where we can find those resources that fit what we need and are in the right spot and in the right place in life. And yeah.
And I even think too, if employers have employees who are interested in tech, that's a great option as well, because those employees don't have to quit to come train with us.
That's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
And keep working with you. You know, they're a cultural fit at Gallup. It's hard to get in there. So if they're already in and then they go get a short-term certificate, then that could be a good pairing.
A good way. How long's the program? And you say, so it's after work?
It's after work, like 5:30 to 9:30, 2 nights a week. So we used to offer, when we first started, we were doing like 5 days a week, half days.
Yeah.
Then we went down to 3 days a week, 4-hour sessions. Now we're at 2 nights a week, 4-hour sessions each. So it is what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, so the time is shortened in the way that you're doing it. And so did the duration extend a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
So how long would I expect to be there?
So we have like 3 different options. Well, 2, sorry. So the first is a foundations course, which is 10 weeks. And that one meets 8 hours a week. So 80 hours for that one. And then if you want to continue on, let's say you're interested in becoming a Java developer, then you would take an additional 14-week, 2-night-a-week class that would add another 100 and something hours. So it's about a 200-ish hour commitment.
Okay. Could I even learn WordPress?
You can.
That's even an option? I've been toying with that a little bit. I'm kind of a WordPress hacker.
Okay.
I just kind of hack on the code. I kind of let it do it for me, but that's a good way to dig in. There's quite a bit of WordPress in the city of Omaha.
Yeah, there is.
No, that's pretty cool. Hey, so let's shift gears. Can we shift gears a little bit? Do we cover? I want to shift gears a little bit on the city of Omaha. You might be the most famous person, I think. Maybe besides Warren. He might have you right now. What are you excited about in the city of Omaha? I mean, what's really, you have access to a lot of the different groups. You're speaking all the time and all over the place. What are you excited about when you think about what's going on here in the city of Omaha?
Okay. I think that we're evolving, which is really nice to see. So you've got in Omaha, like these pockets of poverty, which people know about. And if you're not from here, you don't, but like, you've got North and South Omaha. Like North Omaha has, I think unemployment rate of about 20-something%. It's higher. Like Omaha's unemployment rate is about 3-ish%. It's low. It's one of my board members.
Oh, okay. He's trying to sneak in on us.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, dude. I'm just not going to look at you.
There you go.
Yeah.
You keep it moving, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Like we're not doing right now.
Yeah. So 3%.
3% overall in the city. It's really low. So I like that there's a lot of efforts and a lot of attention being, or attention and resources being applied to help address that. And we're seeing some different options. So there's more training and workforce development options for people, and really getting them connected to employers, I think, is going to be the key. But I just like that people are more open to these different ways of solving old problems.
Are we moving the needle when we think about STEM awareness and STEM education?
Yeah.
Are we moving the needle, and not just among college males,
right?
But are we doing better?
I think so. It's just going to take a while to see, because we're targeting, and you do this too, but we're targeting little kids like middle school, high school, and so we need to see, do they end up in computer science programs in school? If they do they stick with it? If they stick with it, do they end up in computer science careers? So, or tech careers, and that's probably like a 10-15 year deal. So we won't see it right away. But I think it's so important to put in that effort.
Yeah, our first high schoolers are in their 5th year, and even that we're just they're getting ready to graduate, and they'll just be brand new. We put 4 or 5 years into them, and it takes a while to see those things pay off, and the numbers dwindle each year.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
how it goes.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah, but we just need to keep pushing forward with that, and I think that we're making some good headway. Yeah, we have a new STEM ecosystem here in Omaha, and I'm kind of excited for it and the work that it's doing and bringing some attention to it. So, I'm doing a presentation for them.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I know. Okay. I suggested that they.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Look at that, Jim Collison.
We were looking for somebody, and I was like, Shonna is probably the right person for this. And they took me up on my offer to do it. Hey, so Little Bird told me you're starting a podcast. Is that true?
Yes.
Why would anyone start a podcast? Nobody listens to these things anyway, Shonna. Why would you start a podcast?
Yeah.
What are you hoping to do with it?
So it's a new initiative with AIM, and we're just trying to find just different ways to reach our audience and share our story. So, and then connect them with people in the community that they may not know or have ever met. Like I heard also, the same birdie told me that you're going to be our first guest.
What? Yes, that is true. I'm looking forward to it. Kicking off, way back in the day, we tried a Silicon Prairie News podcast, and we tried some things that it had marginal success. I think it was, it's one of those kinds of things you try. I love the angle on getting stories, like getting community stories out there. I think podcasting is a great way to get these stories out.
I agree. And they can be shared easily and all of that. And once you figure out this SEO thing that we've been talking about.
Oh, I was talking earlier. I'm
cool.
using dropping audio into Azure, Microsoft Azure, to then get the transcripts back. I'm super excited. It's ready. It's like, and I need to get home and pull the files so I can look at it and kind of compare them. Cool. And unfortunately, I can't do it on my phone. It'd be a little crazy. But excited about a great way of sharing and getting the information out there and finding quotes and some of those things. Well, so it'd be exciting to kind of help you guys kind of launch and get, and I'm assuming it's going to be City of Omaha or Metro, Omaha, Greater Omaha. We always forget our friends across the river.
That's right. Can't forget those guys.
In Council Bluffs.
Google. We don't.
They have a big Google. Have you been to the new data center over there?
Not yet.
Me neither. I think it's secret. I'm not sure they let anybody in. Adam. We know Adam, though.
There you go.
Where is Adam?
Hater. His daughter interns for us. She's amazing.
Really?
And her name's Erin.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, I haven't seen him. Usually he is everywhere in here.
Yeah.
But we're jammed in here. There's a lot of vendors at the conference.
Yeah.
Is this because of you?
No.
Oh, you can't take credit for, you said sales. I thought maybe you were selling.
I'm not like the salesperson. We have a team that
But you're the lead.
It. Yeah, but I'm just kind of organizing. I think that they are the ones doing they're getting it done.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's a good conference. Do you know the numbers?
Yeah. About 800.
Okay. Is up, down? Do you know?
I will check.
Okay. All right. Well, just kind of wondering. It's a great conference. Let me say the sessions that I have interviewed for so far, very technical.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of refreshing, to be honest. It sometimes in the past it's been more. Now I get infotech confused with this sometimes too, and that's more business integrations and some of those kinds of things. But this has been really, 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 really technical.
Good.
So that's kind of exciting. All right. Yeah. So let's practice your podcast.
Okay.
Because so you have to ask me questions now. What do you want to know? What do you want to know about me, Shonna?
Okay. Well, Jim, thanks for joining me today.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Jumping right into it.
Yeah, I like it. Very nice.
Oh, wow. I found my headphones. That's me.
Did you drop them?
I dropped those hours ago.
I'm waiting. What's my first question? Were you stalling for the question? Is that kind of what you're doing?
I just saw this. Okay. I was not prepared for this,
Okay.
but let's see.
Yeah, let's see how good your interviewing skills are. Because a good interviewer is able to stall long enough with questions. Like when they don't know what's going on, you ask them questions, but you kind of lead into it a little bit.
Right.
And then eventually it comes. So let's practice a little bit.
So we're
All right,
at
here we go.
So, Jim, so what are your thoughts so far about HDC? You mentioned that there's some really technical talks. Like, has there been anything that really stuck out to you?
Yeah. Well, I had 2 interviews in a row that talked about the .NET Core, which I had not. I was a .NET guy for a lot of years and managing it, and I hadn't really kept up with it. And it actually, Sam, who I just interviewed a few minutes ago, he was like, hey, you ought to look at the Visual Studio Code, new free application from Microsoft that our high school students could use. And we're continuing, our high school students use JavaScript. That's kind of the language we picked, we're most familiar with on Meteor, on a Meteor platform. But I'd like to get them more into Visual Studio because we use a lot of Visual Studio at Gallup. And so this may be the opportunity. I'll take it back to the team and say, hey, team, like, have we looked at this Visual Studio Code product? And is this something we can use as kind of that step, the next step into, and they can still do JavaScript in there.
Right.
But it would be kind of that entry into C#. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because then they're using tools that are business tools. So then, they just come more equipped to do real work.
I'm finding, Shonna, that our high school students are coming more. This kind of goes to the question I asked you about, are we making a dent? I'm actually finding that our high school students are coming more and more prepared now.
Yeah,
I do get the top 5% of the students in the city of Omaha because I'm one of the few high school programs. So I'm a little jaded. That's probably not the right word. I'm a little biased in the sense that I get kids who are more than ready.
Right.
But that being said, I think we're seeing even those kids who are more than ready are even more ready than they've ever been to do some of the more sophisticated coding. And so we've actually, this year on a high school team, we've divided them up into kind of beginning and intermediate.
Okay, great.
And some advanced.
Yeah.
So that we could kind of keep them challenged. And so I think they're just more ready than they've been.
That's really good to hear. I think, and you and I have talked about this before, but one of the challenges is still this opportunity gap, right? So we have the top 5%, which is awesome for them. And I'm so happy that they're taking advantage of these opportunities. But then it's like, how do we reach the ones who are not being connected with?
Yeah,
right?
we have some work to do. I think what we're thinking at Gallup today, you and I have been through this conversation, but we want to still continue to partner with our local AIM, University of Nebraska system to really work. I think you and I know we got to reach these kids in 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. That's kind of the key. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th is kind of the key. We've got to get these programs going where the kids can see these things earlier.
Yeah.
And then you and I have talked about this as well, but the key, and I mention this all the time, the key is transportation. If we could get the students in there, if we could get them great opportunities to learn 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, starting in 9th grade, being able to get them to a place like Gallup where they could learn. I think we're on to something there, and that's the hard part.
What do you think about, and okay, on my podcast, I'll wait till people are done with their question because I did not do that for you. I was like ready to jump in there.
Good. I'm good with it.
What do you think about starting even earlier now? And I ask this because there have been groups of kids I worked with who are like 7 and 8 years old, and they're not as influenced by the different peer pressures that come along with, becoming a teenager, which seems to happen earlier and earlier. But the elementary school age, like about that third, fourth year, something like that.
Yeah.
Even though we know that kid is like 20 years out from like maybe being a computer programmer, but getting that interest early.
It's a super good question. I'm not sure I have a super good answer. It's a little fuzzy for me. Like, we absolutely need to get them involved in some kind of code and some kind of development. And so what that looks like and how we do it, I'm not sure I'm ready yet. I haven't done enough work in that space. One of the things I do like about Omaha is we have tons of great organizations that are K-6.
Right.
And in the ecosystem, I'm looking forward to working with some of them to help kind of flesh that out. Because you're right. I think if we can build that confidence in, or even earlier,
yes,
we'd have a better chance at keeping them around. So I'm all for it. How to do it,
right.
excuse me, how to do it is a whole nother
that's true.
it's a whole nother education piece. I'm not sure
and I don't know the answer either. I'm just thinking that if there was like elementary and then there's some like pathway into a program like yours, which is still like 8-9 years away from when they're but you never know. That could be something.
There's something there. There is something there. And you're right. If I don't get them by the time they're freshmen, they're gone.
Forget it. Yep.
And so we got to back up that truck to about 5th grade. And there are some developmental questions that exist there, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, that they need to be kind of ready to be able to do that. So I don't know. We got our work cut out for us. I mean, there is a lot there, and I get some amazing compliments for the program that we do at Gallup, and yet there's some amazing opportunities in groups that we haven't even scratched the surface on. So,
I think that's a great thing, though.
Yeah,
opportunity.
Yeah, well, it'll keep me occupied. For the next, as long as I'm alive. I'm hoping to kind of work on this problem until I physically can't anymore. I think there's a lot of headspace and timing in here that needs to be taken care of, and so pretty exciting. Well, I'm going to take the interview back over because our time is up. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Nice. See how you feel. Do you feel more ready now for your podcast?
Yeah, that felt really natural, and like it got really conversational, which I think is great.
I know. I think I can't wait to be interviewed. Cool. This is going to be great. Is it going to be questions like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a surprise.
Well, okay. Well, what's not a surprise is I have an interview at 3:00. So for those of you who are watching live with Shonna, a little update on AIM and some things that are going on in the city of Omaha. We appreciate you coming out and being a part of it. Shonna, is it okay if I just try to make this video go viral?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it's viral. I don't think it's viral material. Maybe if I get you you know how they make those videos where they kind of go back and forth. I find a moment and then I just make it repeat.
Right.
If I do that. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.